Um, all right. We will move on to running back. The list is significantly longer. We have Ty Chandler here with Madison struggling. Was Madison? I think Madison left at midway through the third quarter. Then we have Devin Singletary second. He had a huge game without Pierce. Rico Dowdle because Tony Pollard's been terrible. Keaton Mitchell because he got a lot of not garbage time, but he got a lot of run there. Darrell Henderson, that's a messy backfield in LA. Latavius Murray, because somehow he was involved heavily. Don't ask me why. You punish a guy who has like one or two career fumbles for fumbling. I get it if James Cook has a history of fumbling every game or every other game. He has like two on his career, and one was on his first ever touch. What the hell are you doing? They should be firing everyone, not just the OC. Next, we have Antonio Gibson. Brian Robinson, if you want to look, or if you look that up, he's like top 12 in running backs right now. I know it was a few really good games early and a few really good games late, but I'm not sure why Gibson's being added here. Deonta Foreman in another messy backfield and Royce Freeman in another messy backfield. So I think for me, the obvious choice here, I want Devin Singletary. I actually added him last week in a few leagues where I was forced into adding someone, and he was the best player left on the waiver wire or on free agency and on like the Sunday morning ads. And I added him and I looked at it, I said, holy shit, did I get lucky? I had a few people messaging me saying, how did you know Singletary was going to be that good? I didn't. He was the only guy left to add, and I added him, and now I look like a genius. But better to be lucky than good. Who are you targeting here?
So those top two guys are by far my favorite choices. Chandler with difference concussion, so I'm expecting Chandler to be the guy. He saw like 70% of the work once the injury happened. Like he took over, he was basically the RB1 on that field. That role is great. They just need someone to be good, be that. Yeah, Singletary without Pierce, he gets all the work. So same thing. Like if Pierce is missing another game, you can lock in Singletary. I think Mitchell's the most intriguing as far as like dart throws because they're talking about more work for him, and he's like a discount Devon Achane. Like the way he goes about it, he's just explosive play left to right. And I will say Gibson is actually more intriguing than a lot of these other options because the Commanders are passing so much in PPR leagues. Like Gibson's gonna see targets. Like they're averaging 45 passes in spots like 5 weeks or something. So like he's gonna see targets. He'll be fine. Like as a solid, if you just need like a flex friendly running back, I think Gibson can get you there just based on the targets alone. Like that offense will support him. So I honestly don't mind. Or like Murray, I think he's probably gonna lose out to Fournette whenever Fournette's acting plays out. Like he's just gonna siphon that role from him. So like I'm not really interested in Murray. And then Foreman, it's it's a money backfield. So you can go after him, but you just don't know how it's gonna shake out. Particularly with Khalil Herbert on his way back. Like those guys always kind of worry me a little bit. Oh, you're muted. I guess you can't hear me. Yeah. Aaron, you're muted, dude.
Fuck, how long have I been muted?
About 30 seconds to a minute there. I was trying to get your attention. I was like, dude, I can't hear anything.
I was on the other screen. I'm glad you said something, and then I happen to look back, and I'm like, oh, do we have a comment? And I look, yeah, we have a comment. It's Aaron, are you muted? Okay, so gonna look back. What I was trying to summarize before I muted myself, I have like some sinus congestion going on, and I keep going and clearing my throat. So I'm trying to mute myself, but I forget to unmute myself. So the Rams running back I want is Darrell Henderson. I think he gets the most workload. I don't know if there's an upside. I want nothing to do with Royce Freeman. I want nothing to do with Zach Evans. Ty Chandler, I think, is good for at least one game. He only got half a game's workload here. The touchdown makes it kind of difficult to assess. But I think, obviously, if Madison's out with a concussion, he's worthwhile. Singletary is the most interesting one for me. The question is, did he play well enough that he's going to remain the lead back when Pierce is healthy? Is it a 50-50 split when Pierce is healthy? Does he go back to just being the backup when Pierce is healthy? Like, I don't think this is a one for like these situations always play out different. Sometimes like you'll see even with Gibbs, Gibbs and Montgomery, you see Montgomery come back. It looks to be a slightly, a 60-40 for Gibbs now, but who knows? That could have just been them ramping him up. These situations play out different for every team, and there's no real way to predict it. So what I don't mind here is holding on to Singletary at least long enough to see what the role is going to be. Like I said, he could be a league winner here, so he's worthwhile because he looked great. He could be the lead back. He could be a backup again, and he could be in a timeshare. So there is a wide range of outcomes for him. Mitchell, I don't really want much of. He didn't have much work. 6 in a row, touchdown. He got a work here, but it was in garbage time, as you see from an 18% snap share against Seattle.
So I was like, he was seeing work above, not Gus, the other guy there. What's his name? Justice Hill. So he was seeing work above Justice Hill when they started the game out. And he hurt himself, and he basically did not play most of the rest of the game. So that kind of has something to do with it. So I think he's interesting, but yeah, I agree. There's a lot more risk with him than say like Singletary or the other guy.
I don't think he's likely to be available in that many leagues, so I'm not all that concerned. He seemed like he was last week's hot waiver wire ad. Who else is on here? I think for me, it's easily Devin Singletary, I think, is my prize here. That's who I want. I don't mind Foreman or Mitchell or Chandler. I just don't know how good any of them are or what their role is going to be moving forward. So I think I go Singletary. Maybe Singletary, Gibson, Foreman. I'll sneak Gibson in there with Mitchell in fourth. What do you think you got here?
Yeah, I like those guys listed. And then I will say, like, a bunch of people are dropping Fournette, which is weird to me. Like, I would much rather go pick up Fournette just because they don't like what they have in that backfield, obviously. So as soon as Fournette gets healthy, then as soon as he knows the playbook, he's going to play and steal Murray's role. So it just depends on how much of that passing game work he can take over and really just cut the cuts work. So I think he's interesting because the way he plays is like go for passing points. Like he's always been good at that. So yeah, I'll throw a dart on Fournette just in case it doesn't work out next week.
I would advocate for stashing pretty much any speculative player on the Buffalo Bills right now. We have a coaching change at OC. So until we see what the new OC is going to be doing, you can't rule anyone out and you can't assume anyone's role. Like, Diggs and Josh Allen aren't going anywhere, but could Shakir or Davis be more involved? Sure. Could Cooks be the bell cow? Sure. Could he be completely phased out for Fournette? Yep. All bets are off. So aside from Diggs and Allen, I think everyone is up for grabs here. So stash as many as you can just to see how it shakes out. I'd like to see who do they have this week? Philly. So that's not – the Jets. That's not a great one. That seems like it would be more of a running game. I can't see the fucking screen. That would be more of a running game because I don't want to face the Jets' pass defense. Oh, I clicked off the browser by mistake. Sorry about that, guys. One sec. I hit the wrong button and closed my screen.
I know you're good. I will say, like, Joe Brady's the new OC, and a few years ago he was running the Carolina Panthers offense under Matt Rule, and they were actually pretty good. I don't know why they fired him. It just seemed like he was a scapegoat. But the offense was not too bad, so I kind of want to dig into the Joe Brady past work and see how he treats his running backs, and then kind of get a better idea on it.
Oh.